opinion, to build a great multicultural team, you always need to remember to who you are talking to. My favorite mistake, which is happening over and over again in different countries and different cultures, is when a manager talking to me and explaining, like, I did everything as you told me to communicate with my direct report, and it's so obvious. And this part, when the person saying it's so obvious, is like a red light of uncertainty. Whatever is obvious to you is not obvious to me. Whatever is obvious to anyone might not be obvious to the other person if they're not twin brothers. Even though they're twin brothers, it's still not the same. So make sure you're giving a very clear explanation to everyone, and be gentle. Remember to whom you're talking to, that this is a person from a different country. Maybe he is having a different perception of the situation. Maybe there is a different way he used to receive some feedback. Maybe there is some complication on the proceeding part, or maybe the way you are building your speech is just not something he is very easy to perceive to. Be clear. Break your sentences to the smaller one, and make sure your team members are understanding you. If you do have some problems, maybe it's good to talk with some advisors, or just Google it. Depending on what kind of cultures do you have, you can have bigger or smaller differences. So before you start to compose the diverse team, check it out. Go Google, read a book, and make sure you don't need some external help. You can make it. It's not that difficult. I would say it's definitely a boost, but it always have some but. In my opinion, it's a boost because different cultures, when they met together, they bring different retrospective of the situation. They have different opinion, they have different approaches to the same situation. Even whenever we are talking about a simple thing, it's just about, I don't know, cooking an egg can be different in different countries. Imagine what a developer from Japan can bring to the European team, or the team from Russia, or from team to the USA, and vice versa. There are so many different ideas which are sparking in the different countries and will never come to your head just because you're not used to the culture they're having. But it can be a problem in the situation when you're trying to deliver a very specific product. Let's talk about China. If you have some specific product for Chinese market, probably you don't need any Americans over there. Maybe for some design or UX UI, but at the end of the day, you need a Chinese team to deliver this person. So be reflective on yourself. Check what exactly you are doing to who, and if you are going to go globally, if your target audience include male and female, different ages, then the diverse team is the thing to go for. Otherwise, if you know that you are more local, at least for a while, stay with your peers from your own culture. It's going to be easier. You're going to understand each other way better, and the work going to be smoother, and you will not experience any complications. I do identify several stages. Recruitment starts way before posting a job application, and you do need to remember that. Before you will post a job post somewhere on the job boards, you will need to have a very big work with yourself. You need to understand who you are, what are you delivering, to who you are delivering, who are your people, what do you want from your people, what are your values, mission, and goal. And I know it sounds very stereotypical HR stuff, because people are normally related with the HR personalities, but it is not. The goal is inside. The idea from the inside, something gonna be broken into the smaller milestone and bring you to your day-to-day activities. Mission is what will formulate your corporate brand and what will help you to attract the people. And the values is something which will help you to retain these people. So start with the reflection, proceed to the action, do the talent acquisition, use as much resources as possible, use the community, use the free possibilities like using networking in LinkedIn, speaking to your friends, and then onboard your colleague in the right way, and make sure you are working on a remote and a diverse environment in a very specific way with them. And by that I mean put the clear explanation and expectation on what do you need. Make sure the person feeling trust between you two, because it's very important to know that there is someone to back you up in order to plan some long-term commitment. And by long-term, I mean not forever, ever, but at least several months, and be dedicated to 100%. Lead by example. Be the person you want your employees to be. So those are the milestones which are actually can be used for every single startup. But what makes it specific for the Web3 is that starting with the values and finishing by example can be a very crucial. Whenever in the Web2 startup, you still can find some developers who are not dedicated 120% and not sharing your values, and the Web3 is still not going to work because of the volatility, because of ups and downs you're going to experience. So you do need a real bond. You are not a family, you're a team, and you need to deliver 150% every single one of you. There are several mistakes, actually. One of them is that guys are inviting their friends to partner, and it's actually very great. But they skip the part of diversity, even though they wanted to go globally, and they do not take in consideration a lot of parts. If the two guys are super technical, like they're friends of developers, and they're trying to build the same developers team on the way of their growth. However, they are literally missing a lot of significance points on the other side, like marketing and community and many other things. It's just because they do not have the vision of that side. They think this is not important. So whatever I recommend is, at the moment you would like to create a startup and you're choosing the people to be together with you, try to find someone not similar, but the opposite. It's definitely can be you can be several people, it's fine, but you need to have a little bit of a balance between who you are and who you really need at the next stages. So if you are a tech geek, look for someone super creative and active, and someone who is exploding with ideas. And vice versa. If you're the one who cannot stop creating the new features and the things and just dreaming 10,000 thoughts per minute, try to find someone super organized, someone who's gonna put you down a little bit and tell, no, we're not going for this yet. And the second part, I wanted to mention that the team is not just about the core team. You always need to remember that there is your community, which you need to start to build even before you start. You have the MVP probably. You just need to create something around you, and the further you are going, the faster it's gonna grow. And those people will bring you a lot of great things. They can be your ambassadors. They will be helpful to recruit some new team members. They can spread a word around about you. So the community is crucial for the Web3 teams. Do not skip it. Start it as early as possible. It's very cheap. It will not take you much of the time, maybe an hour or two per day. Dedicate to it. And you will say thank you to yourself after a while.